is a sun-splashed day at Dodger Stadium and a perfect way to spend a summer afternoon watching the World Series champions wrap up their series with the Padres, looking to complete a 3-game sweep of San Diego. It will be Tyler Glasnow on the mound coming up right here in 30 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers, John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., and Nomar Garcia-Parr. We'll have more on today's series finale in just a moment. But first, we're joined by the man who's gotten the final outs of each of the last 2 wins against the Padres in this series. It's Jack Dreyer putting the headset on. Joining us live from the dugout, Jack, thank you so much for coming on. It seems like with this bullpen, because there are so many injuries right now, it's kind of all hands on deck. There's no specific roles. You were called on to get the final out on Friday night to get your second save of the season. But do you know before the game even starts what your role might be that day? Or really, is it for all of you guys right now, just be ready for anything when that phone calls?
Yeah, I think, you know, the mindset of our bullpen is just the next guy up mentality. And so going into the game, we know that whenever our name is called, we're going to be the best guy for that situation. And so, yeah, on Friday specifically, you know, I think we used 5 bullpen arms in 3 innings. And so I think that just is a testament to us going out there and doing what our job is for as long as we are called to do it. And then when Doc says it's somebody else's turn, then that guy steps up too. So I think the mentality for the whole season has always been just next guy up mentality. The only difference is we have a few different faces than we did at the beginning of the year.
You know, Jack, this is Jerry. Hey, outstanding job the last several nights, really the entire season. You've experienced a lot so far your rookie year. It's been like 3 years for you because you guys started out in Japan to start the season and obviously the ups and downs of this season. Just talk about your mindset. How are you doing mentally, physically in your rookie season?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just to focus on what you can control, you know. It's the same game, it's just baseball, same as any other level, but there's a lot more noise at the big league level, and so you need to do your best to kind of manage that and work around it. And so, you know, my thing is always just focus on what you can control. And then when it comes to the bullpen, it's be yourself and protect the group. And so as long as all of us are doing our part in those 2 things, then we're going to be in a good spot.
Hey, Jack, this is Nomar. Well, you've been doing an unbelievable job throughout the entire season, the consistency, the ability to handle anything. I also am curious for yourself, though, are you one of those guys that are able to recover once you have an outing? You know, you've been asked to do so many different roles, but after some of these outings, is it, you know, maybe after the day or 2, you actually are one of those guys that, hey, feel pretty good, and, hey, whenever called upon, I can go out there again?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I've definitely had a few different roles this year, going length within 1 outing or going back-to-back or even 3 in a row. So being able to manage how you recover is really important. And that's when I really lean on the guys in the bullpen who have a lot more years than me, the veteran guys, because they've been doing this for such a long time. They know how their bodies are going to respond. They know which modalities are going to be best for them to recover. And so I listen to them and try to take in what they have to say so that I can recover best, because you know, the only way that you can help the team is to be available. And so, you know, I just try to be available as many days as I can.
Jack, one thing that we always hear from big leaguers is that closers are kind of a different breed. They're a different mentality. They have a different kind of makeup. Not necessarily that you are a closer, but you've been called on to close games here recently. You got the save on Friday night. How would you describe the intensity of a 9th inning situation like that, maybe compared to a 5th or 6th inning situation?
Yeah, again, that's kind of the noise that I was speaking to earlier. You know, the situations are going to be different no matter what inning it is that you come into. And so you need to remember that your job is to go out there and just face the guy who's at the plate, and that's it, regardless of the score or runners on base or anything like that. And so, you know, that's what you try to do, is just focus on what you can control. Obviously, you know, playing the Padres and it being a tight game on Friday, it was pretty close to a playoff, what I assumed to be a playoff atmosphere. And so it was really exciting. And, you know, to get the team win like that was really special.
You know, JD, relievers always thought were a different breed. You guys have your own little niche there in the corner there in the stadium, down in the bullpen. What is being said down there throughout the game? I know Josh Bard keeps you guys in check. A little shout out to Josh Barfield, my boy. But Bardo does a great job making sure you guys were prepared. But when you guys are in the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, what is being discussed? Are you guys calling your shots? Who's going to hit a home run here? What's going on? Let the fans know what's going on in that bullpen.
Yeah, you know, a lot of it is staying loose and, like you said, calling shots for home runs, that kind of thing. But we're also talking about the game and what we see in at-bats and, you know, approaches of different hitters and, you know, maybe things on defense, that kind of thing. But, you know, once the starter kind of gets in his rhythm is when we start to kind of lock things in and start to prepare. And, you know, even though we don't necessarily have specific roles, we're able to, you know, kind of have an idea of who might be going in certain situations. And so those guys really try to start locking it in.
Well, Jack, I have to ask you this other question because we know that Alex Vesia, he's this fiery presence when he's on the mound, and he admits he'll drink like 4 or 5 Red Bulls on a day of a game. So are you an energy drink guy, or how do you kind of get yourself going for games like this, especially a day game after a night game? What do you guys do?
Right, yeah, no, there are a lot of different strategies there. I personally don't consume caffeine, so I'm not a huge Red Bull guy, but I will tell you that down in the bullpen we have a fridge that is stocked with Red Bull, and I think there's only about 3 or 4 guys that actually drink any of them, so they're putting down quite a good amount.
Well, Jack, it's been so much fun to watch. You're having an incredible rookie season, continued success, and we look forward to catching up with you again down the road. Thank you so much,
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Time for Call Your Shot, brought to you by Southern California Toyota. Nomar, you have the honors today. Get us going.
Well, we were talking about him earlier. He's going to get an opportunity here. He's got a whirlwind of travel. When he finally got here, we talked to him yesterday. Buddy Kennedy, you know, new guy in there, going out there, you know, trying to make a statement with his new team. And, you know, I think he has a good day. I'm
looking for a guy who had a monster first half, should have been an all-star. I think he's going to have a big day today. Andy Pages, 20 today.
All right, well, I'm going to take a guy who was named an all-star for the 3rd straight year, this time the first time as a starter. The man behind the plate, Will Smith, has not caught day game after a night game all season. He's going to do that today, and he's going to be feeling great. He's going to have a huge day with his bat against Yu Darvish and the Padres. Yu Darvish will take the mound for the Padres. The 39-year-old is 2-0 with a 2.12 ERA in his last 3 starts. Dodgers and Padres on Law Enforcement Appreciation Day coming up. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Sunday afternoon at Dodger Stadium is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Always makes Jerry a little nervous with this kind of police presence, right, Jay? Here,
kind of.
Yeah, great pregame presentation though on the field and also overhead as the helicopters flying above us. Just really cool day here at Dodger Stadium. Hopefully they help bring the Dodgers a series sweep over the Padres. The past 3 seasons, the Dodgers have become very familiar with getting the first round bye in the playoffs. This year, the Brewers are running away with the top seed. They have an 8.5 game lead for that #1 seed in the playoffs. So really, Jerry, it's a 3-team race now between the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Phillies to be that 2 seed and to get a bye.
Absolutely. You mentioned it, John. The Brewers are really running away with this. They're playing great baseball. But for us, control what we can control.
Yeah.
Try to get that 2 seed, but I think more importantly, you want to be playing your best baseball heading down the stretch and into October.
Listen, I think right now they're focused on just trying to win the division. I mean, that's what you really got to do, and you got to take care of business. Good job, good thing to do is get this sweep here in order to do that. So focus on that. Everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah, it's a huge game if the Dodgers can finish off this sweep of the San Diego Padres and make it a super happy flight to Colorado to begin a 4-game series tomorrow. Right now, let's send it upstairs to Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a getaway Sunday at Blue Heaven on Earth. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres finishing up a 3-game series, and the Dodgers got a chance to sweep the Friars out of L.A. Update the National League West standings. The Dodgers a game clear of the Padres, but because they have won the first 2 games of this series, they have clinched the season series and thus any tiebreaker. So in all actuality, the lead over San Diego is actually 2 with 39 games remaining. Let's say hello, riding shotgun with the Bulldog, Oral Hershiser. I'm Steven Nelson. Kirsten Watson going to say hello in just a minute. But Oral, we came to the park on Friday knowing this was the biggest series for the Dodgers all year, and they've answered the bell, especially the pitching.
They come off the sweep of the Angels. They get swept. Now they get to get the brooms out. It's a very exciting day.
So getting through that pitching, it all started with Dos, number 22, taking the ball in the series opener, showing he ain't done here in year 18.
He has played stopper his whole career, and he continued to do it in Game 1 on Friday, set the tone for the whole series, and the Dodgers have followed through, especially Blake Snell. But his catcher, 4 out of the 5 reach the Padres, but Will Smith knocked them down. And then today, another great starter who's been throwing the ball really well, Tyler Glasnow. He's looking for more decisions and maybe a little bit more run support.
Yeah.
But the run support's going to be tough against Yu Darvish. He will throw the whole kitchen sink at this team. And when he is throwing the ball well, which he has his last 3 starts, he's a tough customer.
This is an electric starting pitching matchup, that's for sure. As we say hello to Kirsten Watson, she's got more details on a Dodger debut today.
Yeah, Stephen. So Buddy Kennedy is going to be making his Dodgers debut. He's playing at third base, so behind Tyler Glasnow. It's going to look a little bit different today. But Dave Roberts was saying when it comes to Buddy, the role we could be seeing him in with Max Muncy currently on the IL, we could be seeing him play some third base. He's someone who also could step in at first base or in left field. When I was just talking to him, he said he's a man of many gloves. He's got multiple already down here in the dugout, being ready for whatever he needs. But today, the job is going to be at third base, guys.
Kennedy. Thank you, Kirsten. As we're going to step aside for just a moment, we're approaching first pitch in this series finale. Tyler Glasnow to face Tatis, Sunrise, and Machado when we come back on Sportsnet LA. Ohtani, Betts, and Smith to start against Yu Darvish. And for number 17 this month, a 14-game on-base streak in August. He has reached in 35 of 65 plate appearances, hence the .538 on-base percentage. He's atop the Dodgers lineup. We present it to you thanks to your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Darvish comes set. And here we go. His first pitch to Ohtani, a strike at the knees.
Well, Yu Darvish is a very tough customer, especially against the Dodgers, and he's been very good his last 3 starts. Pay no attention to that .561 ERA. It's one blow-up game, but the last 3 starts have been really good. Actual ERA, .561. Expected, just above 3.
Padres have won each of his last 3 turns. On a 2-2, Ohtani pulls a base hit to right field, a leadoff single.
It's a swing he made yesterday, and we mentioned Cody Bellinger with his 2-strike approach that all of a sudden was good. Just kind of go out and touch it, and he barely uses hips, barely uses his shoulders, and just throws the hands in the barrel at that one. And of course, hits it hard like he always does.
Yesterday, the Dodgers took advantage of 4 first-inning walks, just 1 hit.
There's going to be a place that you have to cover so far with this strike zone we've seen. It is the outside.
And that is not the fun spot for some Dodgers like Mookie Betts, like Teoscar Hernandez. Ohtani shuffling off first to throw over. He's on the wrong side of O'Hearn.
Ohtani has sweep on his mind over there. We've seen his attempts at stolen bases go way down since he's pitching now, but not against the Padres.
Ohtani takes off. Another payoff pitch is inside, and that's ball 4. The first 2 Dodgers have reached against Darvish. On an 0-2 from Darvish, Freeman takes the ball to right center field, going back toward the wall. It is gone. Freddie Freeman halfway up the pavilion. A little different than Saturday night, but Sunday produces a 3-run first.
That's a swing will change his expressions. He's only had 5 hits in his last 8 games. Well, this 6th hit in the 9th game is a big one. Nice swing, Charlie Bat.
Now the torch gets passed to Teoscar Hernandez, who's gone deep in back-to-back games. Strike one from Darvish. 3-0 Dodgers on Freddie Freeman's 15th homer of the season. The league has done away with the nickname uniforms. Now Pages hammers the ball to left field and deep. Laureano turns and watches another one fly. Andy Pages with number 20 on the season. Another 2-strike hit for the Dodgers. Another run for the Dodgers. 4-zip.
Darvish slowed him down and taught him what he wanted to get him out with, which was breaking balls. This is the third one in a row. Just spins right there in the middle of the plate. Andy out in front of it, but the pencil put some lead into it. Dodgers pulling their brooms out of the closet early.
16 consecutive home runs at home for Pages.
Very satisfying, considering where we were 4 days ago. Just the way we, ramped up the focus, the intensity, and obviously, winning 3 ball games here. Very tight ball games. Well played games, and to come out of it with 3 wins is huge going into Denver.
I think it was 3 runs in 10 innings by your bullpen. What can you say about just like the effort that they?
I thought they did a good job of picking each other up. Obviously, it was really good to see Vesia do an up down and get a save right there, and he wanted that opportunity if we took a lead, and so that was good right there. Felt good about that. I think that reset him, and also Blake. Getting him, I think his outing resets him, and so the guys just picked each other up all series, and I thought we got some good starting pitching too. You look at those 2 starters, and then with what Glass gave us today.
You talk about that reset. How big is it for, say, Vesia, have the problems he had Friday night and then come back today and give you what he gave you?
It was great. And like I said that other night, I mean, he's pitched huge ball games for us. So, it's not going to be linear all the time with performance, but you just believe in the guy. And it was good to see him, ride it today with a great outing.
Is that Mookie that you're used to seeing?
Yeah, that was big. I think even this series, I thought he was just a little bit off, but finding ways to get on base. But to get into a good count and turn that fastball around, that's the Mookie we like. Big hit.
He basically kind of turned things around at the moment. He basically said, my season's over. Right? How freeing was that for him, and how different of a Mookie have you seen the last week or so?
Actually, it's been a couple weeks. I just think it's just to take the pressure off, trying to recover from a season and kind of get more micro and just game to game, at bat to at bat. It's just, a better quality of life. And certainly we're seeing the performance from Mookie.
You kind of said that the Sunday loss to the Blue Jays kind of stung with you, especially after you see them come all the way back and tie. How big was it to swing at that moment for swing back towards you guys to actually hold on to this one?
It was huge. Certainly feel a lot different than a week ago. Today was the pen. I thought the pen did a great job. I thought Tyler did a great job. And obviously for, I think, 6 innings, we were held scoreless after that first inning. Obviously a huge hit early by Freddie, but to really weather that inning, the last couple innings of a couple runs, and then to, get that big hit off a really good closer was big. And feel a lot better today than a week ago.
Did you guys going to show up tomorrow and ready to play baseball? Didn't play as well as we'd like to have, and series didn't go like we wanted to, but we know we're capable of. We'll get ready to play tomorrow. This team is more than a great place.
It seemed like getting the big hit when you needed it. Their comeback was done, but just getting that big hit when you needed it.
Yeah, just got behind the 8 ball, and Darvish righted the ship, a little bit. Was able to get through 4, and clean 2, 3, and 4 to keep it right there, and the bullpen just didn't have a lot of margin for error. Did a fantastic job. Adam, Morihone, Estrada, and listen with Robert, we're looking to go get Betts to finish the 8th if we need to, because Morion had to pick up Estrada in the 7th, and he hadn't pitched in a while, so he's already hot, so we got him ready for the 8th, and, Mookie put a swing on him, but otherwise he was good as well. Just because we got down, we couldn't create that margin for error that, trying to come back. But, yeah, to your point, we just 2 for 14 runner scoring position, just couldn't get the proverbial big hit, but, man, fought our tail off to come back. Could easily said, you know what, it's not our day again, down 4, and the fight just came back. That's why this team will be just fine starting again tomorrow.
What happened to Jackson that he needed to leave the ballgame?
He's been dealing with an ankle that's been bothering him a little bit. It's kind of a stickier batter's box, I guess, when he turned. It tweaked yesterday, and a little ginger in the first up with bats didn't look quite right. So just want to stay ahead of it and get him out of there.
You think that's day-to-day? Stay ahead of it, you say?
Correct, yeah. I mean, it's sore, but we don't think it's something that at the moment is going to linger beyond a day-to-day type thing.
How are you playing coming into this series and then to lose 3 here? Do you just kind of view that as part of the baseball calendar, the ups and downs of it, or is there something else to kind of the way this weekend went?
It's not for me. I mean, people may have to draw their own conclusions, but not for me in the least. I mean, if your body of work after 100 and however many games played, and the body of work that says, whatever the record's been consistently over the last, month and a half, whatever that looks like exactly, and the body of work really for the season, the body of the work with a large portion of last year's team. If you think we're going to overlook, look at 3 games and get overly concerned about it, are we disappointed? Absolutely. I won't minimize that. But it just only strengthens our resolve, and the confidence in our team amongst this team within ourselves is very strong.
Obviously, it played out probably how you imagined it might, with sticking with Sheets there against the lefty. You knew you could use Iglesias later, but can you speak to Sheets and how he came through against the lefty there?
Yeah, there was a couple of decisions in there. Sheets and O'Hearn, great job. We don't know exactly how it's going to unfold, but we look at and know Iglesias maybe later for Crony, Vesia. There's some math involved with that. Thank God it's not too complicated of math. It's baseball math. I can handle that. But yeah, confidence in Sheets to be able to take a good at bat as well as O'Hearn, and both rewarded it with the ball down the line and the double by O'Hearn.
Manny's carried you for a lot of the year. Only 1 RBI this month. What are you seeing in his best recently?
Listen, Manny's a big part, to AJ's point. The confidence in this team is high for a lot of reasons, and a big part of that reason is Manny Machado. 1 RBI. Look, we can blink, and I'm pretty confident within a week or so we'll be talking and be like, man, Manny's got 8 RBIs in the last 5 days. So we're not concerned about it. He did get a couple tough pitches, that they were trying to, in his first at bat, they're pitching him tough. Well, I mean, that's pretty clear. They're not going to, Manny was a guy who looked like they were targeting that was not going to beat them. And he did a nice job of staying in the strike zone. And unfortunately, some pitches that are outside the strike zone got called on him, which again is unfortunate when they're not trying to throw strikes all the time to him. They're taking their chances, and to get rewarded on balls that are outside the zone is a little frustrating.
Oriana stayed hot. Will you be maybe looking for opportunities to move him up in the lineup, or is that just your lineup's pretty fixed the way it is?
Who's that, Oriana?
Yeah, Oriana.
Oh, Oriana. Listen, he swung the bat well. It's one thing we talk about. I understand the question, Jeff. It's a very fair question. We've gotten a lot of production at the bottom of our lineup. There for a while, I was getting a lot of questions about not getting production at the bottom of the lineup. Now we're getting production at the bottom of the lineup. So I understand, listen, you think about moving him up. But I do trust the guys are at the top of our lineup as well. They're very capable, and I would never take anything off the table, but he's in a good spot, and we need the guys at the top to continue to do what they're capable of doing.
So the Dodgers complete the sweep.